France defense policy new procurement programs?
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me in order to be able to have a discussion with you. About the French defense, maybe I can say a few general things. In France, defense is the main priority, and it has been the case for now more than 50 years. In fact, since General de Gaulle. That means that in France, we want to have an independent and strong defense. And that means that we did need a very strong and complete defense industry. Now maybe you know that we do have right now a new white book in France which has just been developed, and it's very important because the decision has been made at the highest level, at the level of our president, that the effort on defense will be maintained in the future. And it was not obvious because you know that France, like other countries in Europe, we do have some very important budgetary constraints. And in order to be able to answer directly to your question, it's not very easy because in France we do have major programs in all the possible areas, starting with everything in connection with the nuclear deterrence, up to the aircraft carrier, the fighter aircraft and so on. So I think that in France we have in all the possible aspects, Navy, Army, Air Force, space activities, we have a lot of programs, ongoing programs and future programs.
Could you please inform us about your meeting during France?
I have been here for 2 days, and I've seen a lot of people from the Turkish industry. I'm sorry, I need to have the list because I think I've met at least 10 different companies, Turkish companies, Aselsan, MKEK, Avelsan, Tubitak, TAI, Rocket Sign, and also Sassad, which is the organization responsible for the industry in Turkey. But at the same time, I took the opportunity to have meeting with the French industry because you must know that more than 40 French companies are here in IDEF, and I think it means that the cooperation, the future cooperation between the French and the Turkish industry is important because our industry is here.
It's known that bilateral relationships of Turkish-France defense industry are quite limited. What is your assessment on activities and plan to strengthen the defense cooperation?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure it's that limited for the time being. We do have at least 2 major programs of cooperation underway between France and Turkey. There is one called MELTEM, which is about surveillance aircraft, and there is another one which is Göktürk 1, a observation satellite program, which is very ambitious, very important. This satellite will be launched, I think, at the end of 2014. So there are already 2 important programs of cooperation between our 2 countries. Now I think this question is very important because we had a visit of my minister at the end of March, Mr. Le Drian, in Turkey, and he said that it was very important to increase the cooperation, and in particular the armament cooperation between our 2 countries. And of course, in order to do that, we have first to strengthen the relationship between SSM, your acquisition agency, and DGA, that I do represent, which is our acquisition agency. And what we would like to do is to strengthen this cooperation by strengthening the relationship, the partnership between our industry, because we do believe that this is the idea for the future, is that our industry come to know each other better and define new potential areas of cooperation. And we have decided between DGA and SSM, I had a meeting with Mr. Murad Bayar just 2 hours ago, that we will create by the end of this year an armament committee between France and Turkey, in fact between SSM and DGA, and we'll also organize in Turkey, maybe at the end of September or beginning of October, an industrial armament seminar for our mutual industries in order for them to meet and select potential areas of cooperation.
What sort of business opportunities could be contours for Turkey and France to provide a common and mutual interest with each other?
Well, I think there are a lot of potential areas of cooperation. There is a big one about air defense. I think the decision will be made in the following month by Turkey for the new air defense system. So if France is selected, there is a huge opportunity of cooperation between our industry and your industry on air defense, because it's a very, very important program. But there are several other programs which I've discussed with Mr. Murad Bayar, and during my meetings with your industry, it's very different in fact. It can be helicopters, it can be UAVs, it can be communication satellites, it can be missiles and propellant for the missiles, and so on. So I think there is a huge potential of possible cooperation for the needs of the Ministry of Defense of the armed forces of Turkey and France, and also for exportation. I think it's an important point because Turkey is an important country for exportation. We're the same in France, so I think there are a lot of things we can maybe do together through our industries.
Would you like to add a message for Defense Turkey readers?
Well, I think I'm not sure it's a message. I think it's a fact. Maybe you remember that at the beginning of my interview, I said that in France we want a strong defense industry. It's a priority, and we want to be independent, and for that we do need a very strong defense industry in France, and I think it's exactly the same in Turkey. You want to be independent, you want to have a strong defense industry, so that's a lot of reasons for us to travel, to work together. Thank you very much.